Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief with me, Rolene Marks, and our amazing community from all around the world. We have people here from Mexico and Germany and Sweden and South Africa, Australia, the United States, the United Kingdom, and everywhere in between. So I'm not going to murder anybody's language. I'm just going to stick to English and maybe a bit of Hebrew and bid you all shalom and welcome. As always, the Israel Brief is brought to you in partnership with these guys, Lay of the Land. And what we do here is we take a look at those top stories making headlines in Israel. We do it every Monday to Thursday. So I hope you have your tea, your coffee, your sundowner, or as we are doing in Israel, some very, very cold water. And let's get into it. Before we do, it is day 307 since the start of Israel's war with Hamas. It is a day that, like the other 306, we remember this: the fact that there are still 115 hostages being held captive in the Gaza Strip. You might see Israeli spokespeople, family members on television, all wearing yellow ribbons. These are for our hostages, and we want them home immediately. So let's take a look at those top stories before we head into the weekend, and we begin with news that the diplomatic relations between Israel and the Scandinavian country Norway seem to be seriously souring. Earlier today, Israel's Foreign Minister Israel Katz announced that he would be revoking the diplomatic accreditation of 8 Norwegian diplomats that are working in Tel Aviv and are responsible for the Palestinians. The reason for this decision is a series of anti-Israel decisions and comments made by the Norwegian government. If we go back to the 7th of October, the Norwegian government actually prohibited their king, the King of Norway, from sending a condolence letter to Israel. There have also been some severe comments made by senior Norwegian officials, and of course the cherry on top of the soda was Norway's recognition of a Palestinian state, which Israel sees as, first of all, removing the impetus for negotiations, but also as a reward for terrorism. A short while ago, Norway's foreign minister responded by saying that there will be severe consequences for the Netanyahu government, and hinted that this could have an impact on Norway's relationship with the Netanyahu government. So this is one we're going to have to watch, but relations between Norway and Israel haven't exactly been very, very warm of late, so we will watch to see how this proceeds. The New York Times reports that Democratic presidential hopeful Kamala Harris, who's also the vice president, who met with the uncommitted movement yesterday, is open to an arms embargo against Israel. Now, this was a statement that was put out by members of the uncommitted movement, who are also members of the Muslim and pro-Palestinian community. The Harris campaign announced a statement shortly afterwards by saying that Kamala Harris is absolutely committed to ensuring that Israel has everything it needs to defend itself against Iran and Iran-backed proxies, and that she will continue to work for a ceasefire and for the release of the hostages, and also for the freedom and dignity of the Palestinians and for an end to their suffering, and that she would continue to engage with these communities who speak about a possible embargo. So what we're seeing is a lot of mixed messaging coming from the Harris-Volz campaign. Where do they stand on the issues? So some very interesting times ahead for sure. Yesterday, I brought you the story that Western diplomats will be boycotting the upcoming Nagasaki memorial to remember the atomic bomb that America dropped on Nagasaki at the end of the Second World War. The mayor of Nagasaki has responded to the fact that Israel is not invited by saying that it is unfortunate that the ambassadors of the United Kingdom and the United States will not be attending, but that the decision was not political. It was taken as a security decision because there are fears that protests that are against the Israel-Gaza war will disrupt the proceedings. Now, this is an excuse that we seem to hear trotted out again and again and again. And let me tell you something, it is leaving a bad taste in all our mouths. And finally, last night, President Herzog released some wishes to Jewish communities around the world, especially at this time where we await a major attack by the Iranians in response to the elimination of Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran now nearly 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to read you the President's statement in full. It's a beautiful statement. So it goes as follows, and this was issued by the President's office. He says, "Dear Jewish sisters and brothers from around the world, these are difficult moments for the state of Israel and the Jewish people. These very days we mark 10 months since the brutal massacre of October the 7th. It coincides with another heartbreaking moment in time, the 5th anniversary, I think he means birthday, of Ariel Bibas, the little redhead boy from Kibbutz Nir Oz, who was abducted from his home by Hamas on that dark day along with his mother Shiri, his father Yarden, and his baby brother Kfir. At the same time, our enemies, poisoned by hatred, blinded by radicalism and anti-Semitism, have vowed to attack us again. We all feel the tension, the anxiety, and the vulnerability of these moments. These feelings are natural. But my friends, rest assured, I want to state very clearly, we have the capacity to confront our enemies and to defeat them. The state of Israel is blessed with many resources, most importantly, incredible human resources. We have an excellent and highly motivated military, air force, intelligence services that are committed to protecting not only Israel, but the rules-based world order we are fighting for, and we're so grateful to them, especially to our closest ally and friend, the United States of America, which is leading the coalition actively defending the values of life and liberty. The President goes on to say, but beyond all of that, we carry another most precious resource, the remarkable resilience of our people, a resilience which is rooted in the deep sense of connection and shared destiny that we have shared all across the ages. It is what enabled us to get back up and rebuild even after the worst tragedies, and it is what we lean into now. I want to say to our brothers and sisters everywhere that the depth of our connection and our caring is mutual. We in Israel also see the anxieties and concerns and vulnerability of Jewish communities around the world. And just as you carry us in your hearts, we carry you in our hearts too. Dear friends, Am Yisrael Chag. And I want to add a little something to the President's really, really beautiful words by saying thank you to our many, many Christian brothers and sisters around the world, and friends of all religions, brothers and sisters of all religions who are standing resolutely with us, and for your unwavering support throughout these last 10 months. We don't know what's going to happen this weekend. Israelis are trying to keep calm and carry on as much as normal, and as the President said, we are extremely resilient, but we still live with the threat of this looming attack. So I want to thank you, all of you around the world, and especially our community right here at the Israel Brief, for your incredible support. And now onto the part of the broadcast, which if I miss out, I hear from you guys, and I love it. I love that you keep me in line. So today's audience question comes from Sam, and he wants to know, why is the term from the river to the sea considered anti-Semitic? Well, this is very important because we hear it chanted again and again and again across countries and protests around the world. So if we look at the map of Israel, Israel is situated between the river, the Jordan River, and the Mediterranean Sea. Now, if you ask many of these protesters, they don't know which river and which sea. But Israel is situated between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River. So saying that Palestine would be free means that it is calling for the extermination or the elimination or the genocide of the state of Israel and its people, so that the Palestinians can come in and take all of that territory. So that is what it means, and that is why it is seen as inflammatory, racist, and yes, genocidal. So thank you, Sam. Sam, I think you come from New York. Thank you for that really, really important question. So guys, before we head off into the weekend, I want to remind you that you can check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook page is at Lottle's site. Our YouTube channel right here is at the Israel Brief. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's grow our awesome, awesome, awesome community. And we are on X at Lay of the Land 5. Before I let you go, this shirt with the poppy on comes from a place in Israel called Cafe Otef. These are cafes that support the kibbutzim, the communities so terribly affected by the atrocities of the 7th of October. This one is for kibbutz Netiv Asara, where I think it's between 12 and 20 people were murdered, and it's our way of supporting them to help them get back on their feet. And I just wanted to bring this to your attention. So guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye for now.